Hello and welcome to the BBC American English Podcast. I'm Alex, and tonight I will take you on a long and adventurous journey into the world of one of the greatest kings in history, Prophet Solomon. His story not only blends history and religion, but also builds a bridge between cultures and languages. Throughout this journey, you will strengthen your English skills while discovering one of the most fascinating figures of all time. Be prepared, because every moment of this narration is full of discovery and learning. Part 1. The Rise, Wisdom, and Splendor of Solomon. Solomon, the son of David, showed signs of greatness from the very beginning of his life. He inherited not only his father's throne, but also divine wisdom. God granted him knowledge that no one before him possessed, the ability to judge with justice, to understand the language of animals, and even to communicate with unseen beings. Storytelling. The famous judgment between two women and the child, showing his justice and intelligence. Hearing the words of the ants and smiling, a sign of humility and attention to the smallest creatures. Side stories. Solomon's connection with birds, commanding the wind, and understanding the language of animals. Historical and cultural details. Solomon's place in the Quran and the Bible. The importance of wisdom in different cultures. Comparisons with other historical leaders. Influence of Solomon's stories on literature and art. English vocabulary. Sovereignty. Divine mandate. Humility. Empathy. Foresight. Language practice. Repeat after me. Solomon was not only a king, he was a judge of hearts. Practice sentences with because, although, while. Practice the idiom, even the smallest voices matter. Alex, imagine a king who listens even to the voices of ants and smiles at them. That is Solomon.
Part 2. The Global Kingdom, Diplomacy, and Power over the Unseen. But Solomon was not only a judge and a listener, he built a global kingdom. His throne was magnificent, surrounded by humans, animals, and jinn. He was a ruler whose power extended beyond the boundaries of Earth. Storytelling. The hoopoe bird bringing news from Sheba. The meeting with the Queen of Sheba. Diplomacy, intelligence, and cultural exchange. The building of the temple by the jinn under Solomon's command. Side stories. Solomon's control over demons, using power for prosperity, and his role in establishing social justice. Historical and cultural details. The importance of diplomacy in Solomon's reign. The role of animals and jinn in religious narratives. Comparisons with other empires in history. Influence of Solomon's story on different cultures. Solomon's relations with leaders of other nations. English vocabulary. Diplomacy. Prosperity. Negotiation. Supernatural. Restraint. Alliance. Language practice. Practice sentences with however, therefore, moreover. Practice Q&A in English on the topic of diplomacy. Practice complex sentences with relative clauses. Practice political and governance vocabulary. Before Solomon's throne stood a queen from a distant land. Two cultures, two powers, and a historic dialogue that continues to inspire to this day.
Part 3. Death, Legacy, and Eternal Lessons. But even the greatest kings eventually fall. Solomon leaned on his staff and appeared alive until insects gnawed it away and his body collapsed. That moment revealed that power is mortal, but wisdom is eternal. Storytelling.
Solomon's death, leaning on his staff, appearing alive until the insects consumed it. The lesson of the mortality of power and the eternity of wisdom. Side stories. Solomon's legacy in literature, art, and culture. His role in inspiring modern leaders. Historical and cultural details. Solomon's place in Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. His legacy as a bridge between cultures. Influence of Solomon's stories on literature and art. His role in inspiring leaders today. English vocabulary. Mortality. Legacy. Impermanence. Heritage. Continuity. Reverence. Language practice. Repeat after me. Every empire fades, but wisdom endures. Practice rhetorical questions. Practice sentences with heritage and culture vocabulary. Practice idioms related to legacy and culture. Even the greatest kings eventually fall, but if their names are bound with wisdom, they live forever. Conclusion and reflection. Tonight we travel together from the beginning to the end of the life of Prophet Solomon. He not only built a global kingdom, but also showed that true greatness lies in wisdom, humility, and justice. And remember, wisdom is the crown of kings.